You know, Zhang's activity in the ring isn't great. He has good moments, but I'm a different animal to this.
Do you think this is a tougher fight than AJ?
No.
No?
No.
You don't think so?
Daniel Dubois recently faced off with Joseph Parker, making bold statements that raised the stakes. Dubois confidently declared he's a different animal compared to Zhilei Zhang and downplayed the significance of his fight with Parker, suggesting it won't be tougher than his bout with Anthony Joshua. Martin Bakole, who has shared the ring with Dubois in sparring, made his stance clear. With both fighters preparing for a career-defining bout, Bakole didn't hold back in his assessment. He believes Parker's hand speed, experience, and movement give him the edge, but he acknowledged that in boxing, anything can happen. While he remains confident in Parker's chances, he also made it clear that he's open to facing either man in the future. Bakole recalled breaking Dubois' nose twice before and expressed his desire to fight and knock him out cold if the opportunity arises.
Yeah, I think Joseph Parker is going to beat Daniel Dubois because of hand speed, more experience, the movement. I think he's going to win the fight.
And do you think that would favour you? Because obviously Dubois, very heavy hitter, he's a bigger guy than Parker.
I want Dubois, but from my opinion in the fight between, it's not that I want to fight Joseph Parker, but I'm seeing my opinion on the fight. I think Joseph Parker is going to win, but anything can happen. If it's still Dubois, or I want the fight against Dubois, I want to knock him out cold because he knows himself. I already broke his nose twice.
As the fight draws closer, Dubois and Parker recently had their face-off with TNT Sports, setting the stage for an intense battle on February 22nd. Dubois, fresh off a career-defining victory over Anthony Joshua, made it clear that he didn't want an easy fight. Instead, he chose Parker because he believes this is the test he needs to move toward an undisputed title shot. His confidence is high, and he's determined to prove himself once again.
This is the fight that's going to lead me to, you know, challenging for the undisputed world title. So, you know, I need the tough test, and this is what my team put in front of me. So I'm confident of coming through it.
On the other hand, Parker is no stranger to big fights. He understands the importance of this bout and sees it as a crucial opportunity to reclaim his status as a world champion. Reflecting on his recent fights, Parker acknowledged Dubois' rise, praising him for victories that he initially didn't expect him to secure.
Oh, listen, it's a very important fight. It's a big fight and a big challenge and a big task. You have a fighter like Dubois who's come 3 good wins. Wins that I didn't think he was going to get.
However, Parker remains confident that he has the tools to overcome the challenge. His wins over Deontay Wilder and Zhilei Zhang have reinforced his belief in his ability to handle elite-level opponents. He acknowledged that Dubois will bring a different kind of test, one that requires him to be at his absolute best.
I've been in form, I've been patient, I've been working hard. I've had, you know, 2 good wins, Deontay Wilder and Zhang, but Dubois is going to bring a different test and a different challenge.
Carl Frock, speaking on Frock on Fighting, provided an in-depth analysis of both fighters. He acknowledged Parker's recent success, describing his victories over Wilder and Zhang as a resurgence in his career. Frosch praised Parker's experience, movement, and fitness, but highlighted Dubois' devastating punching power. He noted that if Dubois maintains his composure and presses forward, his right hand could be the deciding factor in the fight.
Punch was hard on him, but Parker's on a couple of decent wins. Yeah, beat Zhang, beat Deontay Wilder. They're good wins in good form. Do you know what I mean? He's looking like he's really getting his 2nd win in his career. So if Dubois can beat Joseph Parker after the wipeout job against AJ, he really has established himself. And it's a fight that will be good, because you never know, because Parker's got all that, he's got bags of experience, and he's boxing and moving well, he's super fit for 12 rounds, and he can punch a little bit as well, and he's tough. So I think that's a tough fight for both guys, but really, really intriguing one. I look forward to that.
Despite Parker's strengths, Frock leaned towards Dubois as the favorite. He pointed out that while Parker is tough and experienced, he doesn't possess the same knockout power as some of the division's hardest hitters. In contrast, Dubois has the confidence of the Joshua win and the physical tools to break down Parker over time. Frock predicted that if Dubois applied the right pressure, he could secure a stoppage victory.
I think you'd have to say that Daniel Dubois is favourite because he's such a big puncher. And he does get worn out. Parker is fit and strong, but he doesn't punch up there with the big boys. So he'd have to try and box and move and stay out of the way for 12 rounds. And with Daniel Dubois now having the confidence of the AJ win, and he's got that world title, that IBF title, I think if he puts the pressure on Parker after round 5, 6, If he takes it into the second half of the fight, starts closing in, he's got a good jab, Dubois, and he lands with that right hand, and that right hand's crushing. I just think the big guy beats the little guy in this instance. So it'd be a close fight, be a great fight for both, a great fight for Daniel Dubois to get in there. It'd be a brilliant win on his resume, and I think he does win. I think even if it goes, imagine if it went the distance, it'd be close. No, I think Dubois wins. I'm not going to sit on the fence. I think Dubois beats Parker in a cracker. He probably gets him out of this.
Lawrence Okolie, who has shared the ring with both fighters, offers a contrasting perspective. Okolie is cautious about Dubois' ability to handle Parker's speed and experience, especially considering Parker's extensive experience with big punchers like Wilder and Zhang. Okolie respects Dubois' power, but feels Parker's tactics could lead to a points win. Despite favoring Dubois, Okolie acknowledges Parker's skill set, warning that his strategic approach could be the key to nullifying Dubois' raw power.
I think it's a great fight, and I like they're really putting Dan in there, you know, fight after fight after fight, hard fights, you know. I think Joseph Parker stylistically could cause him a lot of problems with his speed and experience, and he's been in there with the likes of Wilder and Zhang, who are two massive punchers. So it's not like the power that Dan, because Dan's got great power, but it's not something he's never seen before.
The predictions among experts have been shifting as the fight approaches. Zhilei Zhang, who previously lost to Parker, initially backed Dubois, but later changed his prediction. In an earlier interview with Box Nation, he leaned towards Dubois, saying, "I like both fighters. I respect both fighters. But somewhere in my gut feeling is telling me that Dubois is going to win this one. I admire his style. I like how he approaches fights. I like Parker as well, but subconsciously I believe Dubois is going to win it." However, in a more recent interview with Fight Hub TV, Zhilei Zhang reconsidered his stance. Instead of picking Dubois outright, he called the fight a true 50-50 matchup. He warned that Dubois should not underestimate Parker, as overconfidence could be a mistake. Zhilei Zhang believed that Dubois might be too focused on a potential undisputed title fight with Usyk, which could lead to him overlooking Parker's skills and experience.
也想告诉杜博不要轻敌，然后专心专注的对待这场比赛。
Oh, it's a hard predict because I think this is a truly 50-50 fight, and I like both of these fighters. I think if I have to say something, I'll tell Dubois to come there and don't be overlooking Joseph Parker.
Similarly, British heavyweight Dave Allen, who has sparred with Dubois, initially predicted a Parker victory, but now sees Dubois as a different fighter from the past. Allen acknowledges that Dubois has grown stronger and more confident with each fight, especially after his triumphs over Miller, Hrgovic, and Joshua. While he still sees Parker's experience as a potential edge, Allen notes that Dubois' evolution as a fighter makes him a tough opponent for anyone in the division.
I could see Parker beating him on points. Yeah, but Dubois is getting bigger and stronger all the time. Like Dubois is a different kettle of fish now 2 years ago. So, but I used to look at Dubois and go, he's got a bit of quitting in him. He's a bit chinny out. You know what I mean? Like he's not anymore, is he? Like he's walked through Hrgovic, walked through Miller, walked through Joshua.
Joey Knight from the Boxing Channel shared a unique perspective on the upcoming fight between Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker. While many consider Dubois the favorite, Knight sees the odds as much closer, calling it a true 50-50 contest. He believes Parker shouldn't be underestimated despite the general perception. Knight plans to attend the event and feels his views may change as the fight approaches, but for now, he sees both fighters as evenly matched, with either capable of winning.
Dubois, then you would make Daniel Dubois fairly sizable favourite maybe in this one, but I'm not sure it's that straightforward and that just simply happens. I'm also not sure that Joseph Parker's an underdog in this fight. I will obviously make an official fight prediction as this fight draws closer. I really hope to be out there for it, but at the moment I do see this one as a 50-50 fight.
Daniel Dubois is entering this fight with supreme confidence, making it clear in the face-off that he is nothing like Zhilei Zhang. He sees himself as a different kind of fighter, relentless, aggressive, and unstoppable. Dubois has dismissed the idea that this fight is tougher than his battle against Anthony Joshua, claiming he will go straight through Parker and make him look old in the ring.
I thought Parker would win it, you know, just on his, you know, Zhang's activity in the ring isn't great. He has good moments, but I'm a different animal to Zhang. I'm on you all the time, you know. I'm on you like a rash, I don't stop. So I think I'll just go through him, and you know, that was a good performance, you know. It was a good win, and yeah, he's been on form, hasn't he?
Yeah. Do you think this is a tougher fight than AJ?
Nah,
No?
No.
You don't think so?
Joseph Parker, however, is unfazed by Dubois' bold statements. He acknowledges that Dubois' win against AJ was unexpected for many, but he also believes he is not the same fighter he was in his earlier days. Parker sees himself as more mature, experienced, and fully prepared for the challenge ahead. His recent performances have shown a fighter who can withstand power, maintain composure, and execute a strategy to perfection. Despite the Dubois bold challenges, one voice that has remained firmly in Parker's corner is Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn confidently told the New Zealand Herald, "I think Joe Parker wins. I really do. I'm a big Joe Parker fan. He's a mate of mine. I'm kind of his unofficial promoter." Hearn believes Parker has the necessary tools to pull off an upset against the more powerful Dubois, highlighting Parker's ability to take the fight deep and work at a high pace. He emphasized, for Dubois, everyone is talking about Usyk or the AJ rematch. Joe does all the things you need to beat Dubois. Take him deep, work rate, have a good chin, and keep landing. Hearn elaborated further on Parker's edge in terms of mental toughness, noting that Dubois' confidence might not be enough to prevent Parker from exploiting his weaknesses in later rounds. Dubois used to have a threshold where he'd be asked questions after 3 or 4 rounds. Now, because of his confidence, that might come after 7, 8, or 9 rounds. You've got to take him there and make him question his heart. Joe's the kind of fighter to do that. With Hearn's full support behind him, Parker steps into the ring with a clear plan and a powerful ally who believes in his ability to overcome the youthful power of Dubois. Eddie Hearn didn't even hesitate to roast Daniel Dubois when he called out Alexander Usyk, pointing out that he needed to focus on the task at hand rather than eyeing future fights. Hearn emphasized that while Dubois has the potential, he had yet to prove himself against a fighter like Joseph Parker. With all eyes on his upcoming match, Hearn made it clear that dreaming too far ahead could be a dangerous distraction for the young heavyweight.
Definitely a better fighter than he is a call-out merchant. That's not really his style, and it was probably the wrong kind of time. But listen, he's got to do what he's got to do, and I don't really see any other fights for Alexander Usyk. One thing I will tell you is, don't count your chickens. I don't think Daniel Dubois will necessarily beat Joseph Parker.
According to Hearn, Parker's impressive form and vast experience were exactly the challenges Dubois needed to overcome. It was a reminder that Dubois' ambitions would only mean something if he could first prove his worth in the ring against Parker.
I think Joseph Parker's on a tremendous run of form. He's in the shape of his life. He's extremely confident.
The face-off between Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker also touched on the subject of Usyk versus Dubois. Following Tyson Fury's fight with Alexander Usyk, Dubois made his intentions clear by jumping into the ring. The move was interpreted by some as a challenge, signaling Dubois' ambition to step up to the undisputed heavyweight fight. But when asked if it was disrespectful, Parker dismissed the notion, emphasizing that such moments are common in boxing.
And I could see what you're trying to do. You're trying to make a fight with Usyk, but did you find that a wee bit disrespectful because he's got to fight with you first?
Not really disrespectful, and they're always going to try to set up big fights.
Parker likened it to the attempts to set up fights with the likes of Wilder and AJ, where the real fight still had to take place first. According to Parker, the focus should always be on the task at hand, which in this case is their upcoming battle.
The same as Wilder and AJ. They try to set that up, and we came in and spoiled the party. So as much as they want to set up big fights, he has to focus on what's in front of him first and what's in the present time, right now.
Their previous face-off was just as controversial as the latest one, with the verbal sparring reaching a boiling point. In a particularly tense moment, Andy Lee managed to get under Daniel Dubois' skin with a pointed question about his loss to Alexander Usyk. He said, "There is a lot of talk of Daniel fighting Usyk, and you fought him already. In that fight, you went down with a jab. The fight ended off a jab. What was going through your mind at the time? If you're in the same position with Joe, how are you going to face that?" Dubois was caught off guard by the comment, offering only a wry smile and no immediate reply. His long-term promoter, Frank Warren, quickly stepped in to defend Dubois, acknowledging Lee's valid point but redirecting the conversation to Dubois' current form. After Warren's intervention, Dubois finally responded, dismissing the relevance of his Usyk defeat by pointing to his recent victories. "That was a completely different situation. You saw what I did to my last last 3 opponents, Dubois replied. Lee, however, wasn't finished, continuing to suggest that Dubois would revert to old habits under pressure. But Dubois flipped the conversation, taking a shot at Lee's own boxing career. Maybe you would revert back to type. I've seen your career. I've seen you fight. You probably would, but not me. For Martin Bakole, the Dubois versus Parker fight is a crucial stepping stone in his pursuit of a showdown with Alexander Usyk. He has his sights set on a unification bout, convinced that he possesses the power to knock Usyk out. However, with Usyk currently uninterested in facing him, Bakole has a clear plan: defeat Efe Ajagba, then challenge the winner of Parker versus Dubois.
I would love to fight Alexander Usyk. Unification, so that was a beautiful fight because I will knock him nice, cool. So I don't know. That's a beautiful fight. I can see it myself. So I would love to face Alexander Usyk.
And is that likely to be once you are IBF champion in an undisputed title
of course,
fight?
Yeah, that's the only way, because right now you say no. The only way is no, to beat Ajagba, go beat the winner of Dubois Baka, and now try to negotiate it now to get unification.
Despite all the challenges, verbal sparring, and controversial statements from both sides, one thing is certain: this match is highly anticipated, with Daniel Dubois boasting powerful knockouts and Joseph Parker bringing years of experience. Both fighters have made their intentions clear. This is not just another fight, but a battle for dominance. As experts, promoters, and fans continue to weigh in, the excitement continues to build. Regardless of the differing opinions and predictions, the stakes couldn't be higher. The atmosphere surrounding the fight promises an intense showdown, with both fighters ready to prove they belong at the top. This matchup, with all its drama and unpredictability, has all the makings of a thrilling contest that fans will not want to miss. If you found this video informative, like this video and subscribe for more updates. Do you think Daniel Dubois is underestimating Joseph Parker with his bold statements, or is he just showing supreme confidence? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.